Chessable asked me to come back and take a look at doing a repertoire with e6, I had to go with the French. But this new book is not just going to mirror what I did in Master of the French Defense. Really enjoyed writing that book and updating it over the years, but I wanted new standalone content for beginners as well as intermediate players. So it's definitely going to add to, and in many ways be an expansion to Master of the French. And one line that had some overlap was how to handle the advanced variation. And I played this game and I felt really good about the ideas overall because they were very clean and follows right along with what I would recommend exactly in the text. So we're striking the center here. And the first point of understanding when playing the French is if white gives up the center, we're very quickly going to be able to pile up on this pawn. And this is such a common mistake, or I will see this move order in my students' games. And my student will go, I'm transposing, and they get very excited. But after c takes d4 here, you already have at least equality because you have a permanent target you can mess with. So why it's so important in this position for white to secure the center with c3. Now queen b6. This breaks away from the classical way of playing with knight c6, but I do have a particular idea in mind. After knight f3, bishop d7, takes in the center, giving them again the opportunity to go wrong, taking with anything but the pawn. And now, key idea and memory marker, bishop b5. What's the worst piece in the French? Let's get rid of our worst piece with bishop b5. You go, well, this wastes time. You're zigzag. Okay. Our knight can't go to his natural square. This is the best attacking piece because of it. If we get rid of that piece, we're not going to have to worry about an attack on the king side. And in every endgame, we have the superior bishop. Bad bishop, because it's stuck on the same color pawns in the center. Good bishop, because it attacks those pawns in the center. Bad bishop, good bishop. Ah, did it wrong. Bad bishop, good bishop. Because the bad one is stuck defending these pawns in the center. So let's see it break down. After castles, I'm not in a hurry to take because that'll develop white's queen. I go knight c6. You want to take? Take. Knight g7. And only now when we're forced to capture do we capture. To go to bishop a6 only to then trade later would be a waste of time. So knight takes e2. And here it's really a matter of technique. I like the control in the position, so I am not going to grab the pawn on b2. Some people are immediately like, oh yeah, I'm going to grab it. But white, to me, looks safe and developed, and it looks risky. But it is quite playable, but you have to be able to see, after queen a6, a strong move, and knight f5, you've got a playable position. But I would much rather play the way in the game more conservatively. I want to get developed and then pressure. So I go knight f5 first. And after a3, bishop e7. And I missed this moment but came back to it later. I just wanted to finish development and then attack. But a move that we normally do not have, or it's a big no-no move in the advanced French, is playing a5. Because there's normally a bishop on this diagonal that can play b5, and white just gains space, and it's kicking our knight. And then white's going to lock down the space on the next move, and we just have a terrible position. But a5 is great here because there is no light square bishop. I castle. White got tired of not doing something. So we have a choice. You can take the bad bishop on e3 or go knight h4. If knight h4, I didn't like the prospect of white going for an all-out attack because the position looks pretty bad for white. And if you back somebody into the corner, they are going to lash out. So I felt the better move after g4 was taking, and then I did find a5. So on takes, I take with the rook to be prepared to double on the a file, as well as just bother this weakness. And the rest of the game just kind of falls apart for my 2200 rated opponent. Queen b1, do you want to trade? No, I don't. I want to attack two weaknesses. So we'll take that. You're bothering my knight? Okay. Again, going back to my students. Don't think in defensive terms, think in offensive terms. What is the most aggressive move that we can make? Check. And I will trade knights with you, but I got an extra pawn out of the deal. Better queen placement. You know, in fact, another extra pawn out of the deal. On queen d7, you're attacking my bishop. What's the best square for the bishop? Oh, with the queen. This tries to provoke a knee-jerk reaction like rook g1. And at the same time, it says, would you like to trade the only piece that could be dangerous for me tactically, your knight? He did. Now, I have no weaknesses, so we should slow play here. I need to make sure that I'm entering into an endgame that is favorable for me. So if we reach a queen and pawn endgame, I need to be in a scenario where there is no perpetual check. But if I can avoid the rook trade altogether, that's going to make the position easier for me, but I have to worry about back rank problems. So I need to create a scenario where no matter what happens, my king is going to have luft, and I'm avoiding perpetual checks from the white queen. So first, I wait. Queen g6. In the event of a move like rook g1, I can play queen e4, and with this rook pinned, I'm able to look at checkmating ideas. So after queen g6, rook a1 was played. Say, okay, h6. No other move, h6. I can hide here, and the queen is covering all the light squares. Queen b4. Nope. Gave me the open file. I'll take it. My opponent missed the dual threat, so black to play and win here. Rook c2. And that'll do it for this one in this advanced French. And I've always liked how everything just comes together for black, where we get, say, this full development. We've gotten rid of our bad bishop. Everything is coordinated. Everything is defensive in our opponent's position. And we very often have this idea of f6, and we can have everything working together. And this is just another one of those French positions from, say, Master of the French Defense in the upcoming Chessable course with 1e6 that I really, really like. Hopefully you've enjoyed it as well.